Reid Hoffman, you and I are here in Aspen. I think we're the only two guys from Silicon Valley. You're a real Silicon Valley guy. I'm an imposter. They've spent 8 years or 9 years or 15 years trying to work this network neutrality thing out. Now, in Silicon Valley, it takes 5 minutes to found Google or YouTube or LinkedIn. How do we help DC solve the problem of network neutrality?
Well, I think Julius Janikowski is actually pushing for some reasonably good initiatives. And he actually makes a point of actually coming by Silicon Valley and talking to people, and I know that from personal experience. I think the really key question is on net neutrality is how do you maximize keeping an open platform to allow open kind of startup innovation and entrepreneurial development? Because there's a tendency in all parts of the economy to have the established players kind of divide things up and make it harder for new entrants. And that's actually bad for the ecosystem. So the question is, how do you do that in a way that is absolutely de minimis in terms of operations, regulation, et cetera? Because, for example, having government be the proactive architect of how a economic ecosystem should run is generally a bad idea, right? So I think that these kinds of meetings are actually extremely important because the only way the government can get to the right solution is by talking to industrialists. And I haven't actually really looked in detail at the Google Verizon proposal yet, although I intend to, because it's obviously the topic du jour. But I do think that one of the things that is kind of important on the net neutrality stuff is people always say, well, you don't give me the incentive to invest, and so the quality doesn't go up. As I think it's not a bad argument, but it's only part of it, because actually part of the thing is having an incentive to lower cost in the platform is actually one of the things that helps create a more open platform that many services can be built on top of. So pushing to actually have essentially the innovation incentives for the carriers to keep costs low is actually a good thing for an open system.
What do you make, though, of the radicals on the network neutrality side who claim that the big carriers are trying to steal the internet?
Well, I think that there's almost like kind of, the Hobbesian law of the jungle, right? Which is by structure naturally, and this is one of the reasons why, for example, we have antitrust laws, and we regulate utilities and all the rest of that sort of thing, and we do that. We've done that for, I don't know if it's hundreds of years, but it's over 100 years. And the reason for that is because the natural thing is at some point there's some regime in a company that goes, well, look, it'd be a lot easier for us to raise, to be more profitable just by raising tariffs. And so in key things like utilities and other kinds of things, you want to make sure that that's not the play that can be run. And so I don't think that the current actors are directly moving to do that, but I think the reason why the discussion is important is because you don't want to structurally have that as a possibility when you're moving forward.